It began with a joke. One I didn't find funny. Her sister's new boyfriend had that kind of smile, the type that screamed he'd never been told no. His watch alone probably cost more than my truck. He took a slow sip of wine, leaned back, and asked, "So, what do you do again?" "I work in private security," I replied. He smirked. "Oh, like a bouncer." The table chuckled. My wife laughed too, but it sounded hollow. She gave me a warning look. "Don't embarrass the family," she whispered. I nodded. "Let them have their moment." He went on, spinning tales about investments, connections, every word dripping arrogance. I watched him like a sniper, calm, patient, noting every detail. Then he dropped a line that made the room fall silent. "I just got hired to consult for the Bureau on Fraud Investigations, classified stuff." He smiled at me. "You probably wouldn't understand that level of work." My wife laughed, too loud this time. Something inside me shifted, not anger, not pride, just recognition. I had worked those files before. I knew exactly who he was. I met my wife while I was still in the service. She admired my calm, my patience, the way I could read a room without a word. Over time, she called it cold. She preferred her sister's noise, wine-fueled gossip, luxury trips, everything I wasn't. When this man appeared, the change was instant. She laughed louder, dressed sharper, spoke to me as if I were a nuisance. But it wasn't her attention to him that got me, it was how he looked at her. Comfortable, familiar. At first, I told myself I was imagining it. She wouldn't cross that line, not with her sister's boyfriend. But there was something rehearsed in their distance. He'd refill her glass before she asked. She'd finish his sentences like they'd practiced. I didn't say a word. I never do. That night, after everyone left, she asked if I was mad. I said no. She smiled in relief, kissed my cheek like a peace offering. But I saw it, pity in her eyes. The kind reserved for someone already left behind. I started watching quietly, the same way I used to track insurgent patterns, through routine, not noise. Her sister's boyfriend, Adam, had no online history before 5 years ago. No photos, no college records. His company website was a shell 3 pages deep, no employees listed. The next night, my wife said she'd be staying late at work. Her GPS, synced to our shared account without her knowing, showed a hotel 2 towns over. She came home at midnight, hair damp, eyes glassy. I pretended to be asleep. By the following week, I had a folder, names, documents, transaction trails. I knew where his money came from, and it wasn't consulting. He wasn't working for the Bureau. He was laundering money for a shell company under federal investigation, the same case I had once filed evidence for. And my wife had just bought a new bracelet, cash, no receipt. The dots connected themselves. She wasn't his secret, she was his insurance. A witness who didn't even know she was one. The next dinner was at their place. My wife wore a red dress I'd never seen. He poured wine. I brought dessert, and a flash drive. He began boasting about his work again. Everyone laughed. I waited until he raised his glass. "Adam," I said, "you said you consult for the Bureau, right?" He smiled. "That's right." "Funny," I said softly. "I used to write reports for them." He stiffened, just enough. My wife noticed, her eyes flicking between us. I set the flash drive on the table. "You should recognize what's on here: bank accounts, offshore transfers, false IDs." Silence. The kind that cuts deep. He tried to laugh it off. "You're confused, man." I turned to my wife. "Show him your bracelet." She froze. "What? Why?" "It's evidence." Her face went pale. Adam stood, chair scraping. I didn't move. I just looked at her, calm, steady. "You didn't know," I said quietly. "But he used you. And when the Bureau closes in, they won't come for him first." Her hands shook. He stormed out. I left the drive behind. 2 days later, federal agents arrested Adam at his office. My wife called me from the kitchen floor, crying. "You turned him in?" "No," I said. "He turned himself in when he lied to the wrong people." I didn't mention the email I sent to an old bureau contact or the folder I detached. She asked if I could forgive her. I didn't answer. I just said, you should tell your sister before the agents do. That night, she packed a bag. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't need to. It's been a month. The house is quiet, peaceful. Sometimes I think of that dinner, the laughter, the way I felt so small. Now, when I replay it, I don't hear their voices. I hear the silence that followed the truth, filling the space pride once held. She texts sometimes, apologies, promises. I don't reply. I don't hate her. I just stopped recognizing her. The last line of her last message read, "You didn't have to destroy him." She was wrong. I didn't destroy him. I just told the truth and let it do what it does best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more incredible stories.